Hello. Welcome back, everybody. This is officially the start of Season 2 of Let's Paint. I, of course, am your host, Trooper 6, owner and operator of Pungo Paints. Of course, you guys can find me mainly on Instagram. If you're only following me on here, awesome too. But I do, before we get started, want to give a big thank you to all the new subscribers that I have gained. If you guys remember, I was in the middle of moving. So our family has finished moving. We've been established here for almost a month. Had some hiccups with things. You know how moving goes. If you've ever moved, you know how frustrating that can be. But today, I figured since we're going to start off with the supposed second season of this, I am going to start off with my beloved chapter, The Flesh Terrors. So, I've got our Flesh Terror Red contrast paint ready. But, of course, we're going to start with the Vallejo Black. But today we're also going to be doing a Mark III Marine. This is the brand new Mark IIIs that have come out for the Horus Heresy line. So I thought it was very interesting that Games Workshop was able to find an in-between size. So for those of you that are familiar with the Firstborn Marines, you know how small they are, especially compared to the Primaris Marines. Now these guys are like the Primaris version of Firstborns, meaning they're just a little bit bigger than the Firstborns. However, they're still shorter, smaller than the Primaris themselves, which I found interesting. I thought it was really cool that they were able to pull that off. I know it's their job to do things like that, but still, I thought that was really cool. Really glad that my favorite armor mark is back. The 3. Yeah. Ooh. Whatever. I'm not a huge fan of this redesign, although I will say, you know what it kind of looks like to me is since you have more flat plates right here, they don't seem to be overlapping too much. Everything seems a little bit more rounded, which is pretty cool. I even like the Pickelhaube, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. Anybody from Germany or that is familiar with German, if I screwed that up, yeah, well, too bad. But I guess the American way to say it, the Pickelhaube, I do dig the helmet. It doesn't quite fit with the neck guard right there, but like it doesn't give you much positionability, but whatever. I'm not digging it too much, but I do like it very much. But overall, the armor kind of seems like it would be the early stages of Mark III armor, meaning it is very reminiscent of Mark II, the Crusade armor. And I like to think of this as more or less maybe like a halfway point. This is like the Mark 2.5 that leads up to the classically known Mark III armor that looks just a lot more beefy. Definitely worthy of that name, Iron Armor. You got the more knight-looking helmet. Things are a little more jagged. It definitely looks way more like plated armor. Either way, though, I still do like this little variant. It gives it, it gives it a little bit more personality. Diversifies the armor just a little bit. But like I said, at least in my headcanon, to me, this is kind of more like the stepping stone from Mark II Crusade to the Mark III Iron. My schedule for this has, unfortunately, man, this got pushed back like 2 weeks, which is very annoying. But it was a bit unavoidable as, we weren't really set up. We weren't set up enough in the moving process that I wanted to be. But also, we kept getting sick. There was, 'tis the season for all that fun nonsense. However, it kept circling throughout the house. So somebody got sick, spread it to the others inevitably, and then it came back around. And the first person who was sick got sick again, and that happened another time. So the initiator of all of it got sick 3 times in total, which I thought was kind of funny. But, the only reason I thought it was funny is because I was like, you should have stayed your ass in bed, stayed away from everybody. But no. Either way, everyone is on the mend now. We're all doing A-okay. Everything seems to be, we've found, I guess, a new rhythm for life at the moment. Things are about to change again. So my schedule will unfortunately change yet another time. I'll have to find time to record and get material out to you guys. I don't think my upload days will change. So you can still try to look forward to having Let's Paint on Fridays. However, I am getting a lot closer to getting my big project done. So I've been working on something. I believe I've mentioned it already before. But for those that don't know, I'm not giving away what it is per se. I was inspired by watching other videos of a similar concept, and I just decided to do my own. It is 40K related, of course. However, there's no artwork for what I had in mind, so I've been having to paint all the models myself. And as fun as that's been, man, it is almost becoming a chore now because I'm doing chapters I never really considered I would do. Mainly because I just don't care about the chapters. I have no vested interest in them. But like I said, I've been having to do it because there is no artwork to support my idea, the concept that I have in mind for it. So I've been, doing it myself. Just recently, I did a salamander. I'm not a huge fan of the salamanders. You can call that a bias, though, from the Hell's Reach story, because they undermined the Black Templars. I'm not sure the Black Templars' plan would have panned out as they wanted it to. They were trying to take down the Orc war boss, and the Salamanders did not give them the backup that they needed. So to hell with them. Let me turn that over there. I still like that I even did this. Really fun. All right. Let's see. Should be good for now. Let's move it on. I swear, I was talking about something, man. Right, I was doing chapters that I really didn't ever... Of course, I considered doing them before, but I just didn't care. Salamanders being one of them. Ultramarines being another one. Iron Hands, I still have not done, but they are, of course, on my list. I have to do all the legions, basically. Hands are a little shaky. Probably because I had too many of those monster Javas. So, of course, being a parent, I like my coffee. But lately I have found Monster Java. I already knew it was a thing, of course, but I never really bothered with it because I don't really care for coffee flavored things, especially cold coffee, the cold brew, whatever. But I was curious. I saw it. I saw it there at like a 7-Eleven or whatever, and I saw the salted caramel, and I was like, you know what? Let's try it. And well, I'll be damned if that's not my new crack now. So I kid you not, in the morning, instead of coffee, I grab one of those. But either way, let's see. On top of other new things, because I'm getting all those chapters, I finally got some new brushes. So we are rocking with some new brushes now. These are two, I want to say, 2 painting sessions old. Yeah. Because I had just done I just did an Alpha Legion last night. And the night before that, I painted an Omega Legion. Because a part of my project is I'm going to have the Omega. So they will both be a factor in there. Either way, man, I'm like not grabbing enough paint, but that's okay. Just means I won't have big old blotches to worry about trying to spread and then it drying and looking like crap. So either way, I hope everyone has been doing well. I hope everyone is happy and healthy. It has been a trying time this year already. And I know that's been a very common thing that I've been seeing is people just going, well, damn, dude, so much for 2024 being a new year and a new step and all this other stuff. I think people have just become so bitter. And I've fallen into the trope as well, and it sucks because it just breeds more negativity, and that shit is just tiring. So I've been trying to be mindful of this and keep my ass off of the negative bandwagon. Because it seems like it's almost even trendy now just to be complaining about all. I mean, sure, we got plenty of stuff to be complaining about. But hell, man, we ain't doing too bad. At least us personally, we're not doing all that bad. Yeah, kids are happy and healthy. My wife is still doing her artwork. I'm still doing my minis. I won't lie though. When it comes to doing this flesh tear, so to kick off this new year and season, what I was going to start off with was a personal project of mine. I had a commissar, however you want to pronounce it, and I was going to do a homebrew guardsman. They were going to be called the Luna Guard, who, of course, go figure, they're based on Luna. So, he was going to have a white coat. I even grabbed a Mark III helmet, and I put that on him because it looked great. Made the thumbnails for it all and everything, and then I decided recently that I was going to do a flesh tear. Partly because I had just done a flesh tear like a week or so ago, and I thought it came out great. Man, my hands are really shaky. Which is funny because I don't exactly feel jittery, but I guess I'm just tensed up. I haven't recorded in a while. But either way, like I was saying, I decided to do a flesh tear because of recent emotions. I wasn't really in a good place mentally. And I thought, whenever I get like this, anger can get the better part of me. And that is mainly the reason that I've always sided with the flesh tears, is because I've always felt a deep burning rage within me. But they give me hope. They inspire me to push forward and become better than I would ever fear to be. And I will thank, any of the writers that have made the flesh tears come to life. But mainly it's Gabriel Seth. I attribute everything. That wonderful bald man has shown some great determination to not let his chapter die, because they are a dying chapter. We're going to go a little fancy with this guy too, by the way. But to finish what I was saying, Gabriel Seth has definitely been like a bloody inspiration, a very angry inspiration. He's willing to get his hands dirty, but he's a nobleman at heart. He's not willing to let his chapter just fade away because the flesh tears are known as the dying chapter. Because more of their people fall to the Black Rage than any, which the more I read about certain successor chapters of the Blood Angels, the more I realize that's actually not, it's either one, not necessarily true, or which, it isn't necessarily true. And it's definitely not unique to them. That most of their chapter is falling to the Black Rage. There's plenty of other chapters that are falling to the Black Rage in droves. And they're just not mentioned, I guess, as often. They're not as popular. For instance, I believe the Flesh Eaters have a problem with that. I'm not entirely sure if I remember the Sanguine Specters. If I remember correctly, reading about them recently, I did a model of them. Another Mark III Marine. They have a problem with falling to the Black Rage. Whereas then you have chapters like the Angels Resplendent, who, if I'm not mistaken, have basically had nobody fall to the Black Rage, which I find to be a little weird. There's others, too, that have practically no one falling to the Black Rage. I think it's the Blood Drinkers. I don't know, they indulge in the Red Thirst once every 50 years. But either way, like I was initially starting to say before I really got sidetracked with all this stuff, I didn't want to get bogged down with negativity or anything, or fall into some kind of slump. Basically, I chose to do this over my homebrew Luna Guard because I was having an emotionally difficult time. And I felt like, I guess, being poetic to myself, I wanted to give myself, I guess, a little bit of an outlet, even talk about it with you guys, just to air it out. Because if you don't have an outlet, things get bottled up. Not that I don't talk to my wife about things, because I do. But if you let things get bottled up, if you just don't do anything about it, of course, it has far more repercussive consequences. And just trying to do my best here, Fix this camera a little bit. Trying to do my best. My kids deserve it. I deserve it, even on a selfish level. So I figured I would acknowledge that I was feeling this way, and I would paint my chapter. Now, those of you that know me, I play, if I do play, I play Cacarodons, but I'm a flesh terror at heart. The Cacarodons are fantastic, and I love them, but I will always identify as a flesh terror. So I'll make that stupid-ass joke. My pronouns are flesh terror. Along with Hail, the Imperium. So, I guess just here we are, doing our thing. Plus it was a simple enough marine to do. I wasn't quite sure what I was going to do with the Luna Guard. I don't quite have a fully fledged out plan of attack when it comes to like color scheme and all that fun stuff. And I really didn't feel like wasting a lot of time on camera trying to figure out what I was going to do. Maybe in the future, I might not even do it on here. If you would like to see that on here, by all means, comment, let me know. And I will do what I can not to paint that in my spare time. I'll even hold off on it. But I think eventually, if I don't hear about it, yeah, I'll probably just end up doing it in my spare time, if not on camera. But I wonder if anybody else has chosen a chapter of Space Marines for any reason at all, like that, any kind of personal reason. Did you guys choose it because they have your favorite color, or did you agree with their ideals? Was it just convenient? Was it, well, they were on the box, so I just did that? Do you not care? What's the deal? Your chapter, kind of like Harry Potter houses. What the hell? What's the deal, guys? Why'd you choose it? Comment below. Let me know why. We can discuss it. Why'd you do it? I did not mean to color that lens. That's gonna suck for me in the future, because I was gonna paint those lenses yellow, not green. Not a big fan of doing green lenses. I understand there's a contrast with it and all that, but I just, I don't dig it all that much. Not for my flesh terrors. Actually, for my last flesh terror, I gave him a white face with a black helmet. I know they don't have that for their helmets, but I didn't care. Part of the cool thing about painting the models is that you can paint them any damn way you want. So if you want to paint ultramarines, but you want them to be, green instead of blue, okay, well, they're yours. I would say, hey, can you provide a lore reason why they would do that? And if anything, you just came up with your own successor chapter, and there you go. Not that people need any of that. You don't need a reason, per se. But either way, I mean, here we are. We're doing this. This was kind of decided almost last minute. I decided to do this just like a day or two ago. I had the Lunar Guard. He's been primed for like a week now. I even made thumbnails for it. But whatever. We'll see how it goes. If I do it for the channel, awesome. Do. So, we're almost done here for this episode. I'm just trying to get the last bit of the helmet. So, when I said earlier that we were going to make him a little bit special or jazz him up. So basically, the rim around the helmet, the top crest and the spike, that's all going to be silver. I'm going to try to paint his little plate outlining. I'm going to try to paint that silver. Of course, we're going to have a little bronze skull there. The trim on the pauldrons, that's supposed to be black. They have completely blacked out pauldrons. But I would like to do it just a little bit more special. And I'm not going to do bronze with them. Or gold. As it's a little too flashy for them. I'll leave that to Blood Angels. All right. There we go. Nice little black helmet. Just making sure that's the glare and not the... Okay. All right. Well, I think that's gonna do it for us on this first episode. Again, welcome everybody to season 2 of Let's Paint. I've been your host, Trooper 6, and I look very much forward to the next episode. So I will see you guys in a week. Please stay happy and healthy. If you can't stay happy, then please stay healthy. If you can't do either, well, just, keep on keeping on. Do what you can, guys. Do what you can. But either way, I will see you next time. Let the Void Father guide your brush. Praise the Imperium or the Chaos Gods, if that is your whole kit and caboodle. Either way, take it easy, everybody.